Hey guys, welcome to TST Garage. I'm Bart, and today in this video, I'll be showing you how to install the TST Industries brake light modulator on your bike. Now, a brake light modulator, sometimes called a strobe, sometimes called a brake light flasher, what it does is basically enables you to install some electronics on your bike so that when you press your brakes, the brake light flashes in some kind of pattern and alerts the drivers behind you that you will be stopping. Our particular brake light modulator comes pre-wired to a plug that interfaces with a sub harness that we provide specific to your bike model that enables plug-and-play functionality with your bike. So that means that the installation is really fast and you can do it yourself. Now, the electronics inside, we do have the ability for you to program this unit to 3 different functions and then subsequently adjust the rate of the effect to your liking. Our first programmable mode is strobe alert. This mode will produce 9 flashes and then stay solid for the duration of the brake engagement. Second one is intermittent pulsar. Each cycle will flash 10 times and then pause, and then these cycles will repeat for the duration of the brake engagement. The last available option is pulsar, and this one just basically provides continuous flashing for the duration of the brake engagement. Now we will show you how to install this. It's really simple, and then after the installation chunk, I will show you in detail how to get inside here, how to program the different modes, and how to alter the rate of those different modes. We did think about the safety of such devices during the design phase, so we decided to design this in a way that it will be a pass-through component. In case you experience a failure on board here, it will just pass through your normal brake function, which means you press your brake light lights up, there's just no effect. In case you do experience that failure, we do offer a warranty, so we have guys standing by in our support department that will take your call, email, Facebook message, whatever, and we'll get you replaced. And that's pretty much it. I'm really excited to show you guys just how easy this is to put on and configure. So let's get started. For this installation demonstration on the 8S, we have the brake light modulator and we have a vehicle specific harness. Now what you see on the bike currently is our TST Industries fender eliminator with our lighting package that replaces all of the lighting on the OEM fender. Whether you're using the OEM fender with OEM lighting or our setup here, the installation will be exactly the same. The connectors are placed in the same exact area under the passenger seat here, and the connectors are exactly the same. So plug through, plug into the harness, good to go. Let's get into the bike and I will demonstrate that within there. Let's gain access under the seat here. Our area of interest is on the right side of the trunk compartment. The boot contains all of the connectors. Within it, we are concerned with the main connector here that has 3 positions. The locking mechanism here needs to be pressed down. It removes the ratchet clip from within that window, and we can withdraw that. I'm going to use a little screwdriver because it's vastly easier than using my hands. My fingers are kind of large, so pressing down with the screwdriver here will clear this plug out for us. Now we grab the vehicle specific harness that is shipped with this bike specific brake light modulator. Plug this through. There is really only one way to do it: male to male, male to female, female to male. Now we have this plugged through. I like to contain as much of it within that boot as possible. The 4-conductor plug will remain visible. Get that connected. I like to power up the bike at this point and test function, make sure I have proper function. I don't go too far beyond this. There we go. Looking good. All right. Now at this point, the next step will be mounting the actual body of the modulator. I like to mount these modulators with the grommet downwards. That way any water that may deposit on the body of the modulator will flow down and away from the unit without any risk of penetration into the electronics. We do have a rubber grommet that is sealed off, but I like to have extra precautions. If you are going to program your settings, this is a good time to program them, because once we mount this thing, the cap is not really accessible. Please watch the rest of the video for the instructions on how to open this up and program it if you wish to do that. If you like what it's doing currently as shipped, we can go ahead and mount it. The body of the modulator has been designed with this channel here that houses a cable tie. I like to get this cable tie under the right subframe tube for that to happen easily. I like to wind this guy up. This nylon plastic will get a little bit of memory. And now I will pass it forward of this plate. And because I wound it up and it's curved, now it'll come back around up the inside of this fairing, and I could grab it here. I will start the ratcheting action. Place my modulator here and then cinch it off. We ship 2 of these cable ties with each modulator, so you can choose to use 2 of them. If you want to neaten up these wires, that will be a good method for you. Cut off the excess here. I'm going to rotate the modulator, the lockdown modulator, to the outside of that tube and neaten up my wires. I don't like to leave a big hairy mess behind, so I'll just shove them all there in the boot. All right, now we have all the wiring bundles nice and neat. Everything is off to the side, not obstructing our trunk space. Replace the seat, and the job is done. For mode selection and rate adjustment, we will need to get inside this capsule to access the electronics. These 2 Phillips head screws will need to be removed. What I like to do is unscrew them until they disengage from the receiving threads and leave them in the cap. Otherwise, it's pretty easy to lose them. If we pull them off with the cap, they are self-captive. All right, now we'll identify the parts here. This button is the mode selector, and this potentiometer is your rate adjuster. Clockwise is faster, counterclockwise is slower. Let's first do our selection of modes. With the brake pressed, press the button once to toggle to the next available program. Now the brake does have to be pressed so that the unit powers up, otherwise you won't be able to make the selection. If you find that you've pressed the button but the selection has not been changed, just do it again with the brake pressed. So now we will go on to the next program. Press the brake once more, press the button once, and now you're in the next mode. Now we've switched twice, so pressing it one more time will return to the original mode that your unit arrived in. Now for rate adjustment, we'll be using the potentiometer. With the brake pressed, we can turn it clockwise to make it go faster, counterclockwise to decrease the rate. Now in brake alert, you will only have 9 flashes to make your adjustment, and then it'll stay solid. This one doesn't actually lend itself to really fast flashing at the top of the range. Bottom of the range is unusable, so I like to set it somewhere towards 3/4 to maybe 80% clockwise, and that does it for me. Now if we change to the next one, this one is pulsar, and this one just keeps on flashing, so I like to have it going pretty fast here. Choice is really up to you. If you want to explore the next mode, we have the intermittent pulsar. This one to me belongs somewhere close to the top of the range, makes it the most visible. But again, for freedom means choice. The decision is ultimately up to you. Once you're done with your adjustment and you're where you want to be with all your modes and rates, replace the cap, turn the screws back in, and it really is just that simple. Replace your brake light modulator in the space that you decided to keep it, and you're good to go.